Hey, Viola here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. So in the last episode, we were teleported inside of Hope Peak Academy somehow, and we've been instructed to head to a gym by Monokuma for the graduation, whatever that's supposed to be. Even the hallway doesn't feel like a school at all. What a creepy place. Yeah, it is creepy. What is that red thing in the corner? And at least it doesn't look like a normal school at all. Definitely a lie. There's no way this place is Hope Peak Academy. Is this creepy place the Hope Peak Academy that I've admired for so long? Pretty much. It's probably a building that Monokuma made to startle us, just like the funhouse. That's right, that's definitely it. Monokuma said to come to the gymnasium, right? Then I'll go. Definitely clear things up. Okay, so which way is the gym again? Oh, cool, I remembered how to use the map. Press tab to bring up the menu map, by the way. Oh wow, we can't go upstairs and everything's glitching out, because that was a thing before we got here. Like, the whole entire world was glitching out, the characters kept appearing. Gymnasium is here, right? Alright, I'm going inside. Something might be waiting, but I'm not going to cower away anymore. And so I braced myself and cautiously opened the door. See, even the transitions are messed up now. Chapter 6. This is the end. Goodbye, Academy of Despair. I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for me on the other side of that door. What? It was a normal gymnasium. Oh, right, because I always startle whenever anything is normal.
Damn right!
Yo, Hajime. Hey, Fumiko.
Yo!
You heard the announcement at King Hill too. You guys did too, right?
What's going on?
What do you make of all this? Unless that this place was Hope Peak Academy or something?
That
cannot be possible. You're right.
Yeah.
The way you look at it, it's impossible. Hello! How does it feel to return to the long-awaited Hope Peak Academy?
Why, you...
Hey, where are we? Where'd you lock us up this time? What a shock! I just told you guys, this is Hope Peak Academy.
Of course not!
There's no way that's true.
No,
But it is! I mean, this is definitely Hope Peak Academy. Well, what's left of it, anyway. What's left of it?
What?
Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope Peak Academy fell to ruin.
Lies!
You're serious about that? I don't believe it. But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things they deserve to be ruined for. What do you mean?
I don't like this.
Anyway, I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic. We don't have our school memories. How can we feel nostalgic?
Fine.
Oh well, not like I did this for you guys anyway. Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, okay. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now. Are you talking about me, or I don't know if you're talking about me. Someone?
Don't fuck with me!
Enough with this. Just get it out already. Where'd you take us?
You...
Though I'm not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin.
In other words,
means I made this Hope Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin. Okay, so we're in a pocket dimension? What do you mean between?
Hey!
What do you mean made?
what's this?
Oh my, are your minds getting the grumblies that always acknowledge Kentan's? Did you just make a Llamas with Hats reference? Good, very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment. Entertainment? You're planning to make us do something, aren't you?
No
It's nothing
way.
to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making life exchanges or anything like that. It's just a simple graduation exam. What is the graduation exam?
Hey!
Well, as a headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate.
Are you
But on
sure
the other
about
hand,
this?
I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world.
So...
That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. whether he wants to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. Huh? We're obviously gonna get out. There's no way we stay here.
That's right.
This is just annoying. Just hurry up and let's choose. Let's choose right now.
No,
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Main cast? Main cast?
Hey!
Meaning, you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives. So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world. What do you mean? I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope's Peak Academy. Well, I don't think this needs to be said, but all of the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So please rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip. And as usual, after leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, he was still the same as usual. What is going on? Outside world? Main cast? Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah.
Hey!
He kept insisting that this place is Hope Peak Academy. That's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope Peak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? How did we make it to the tropical island from Hope Peak Academy in the first place? Why aren't we asking that question? It's impossible.
It cannot
There's
be.
no place for Hope Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island. I said I wanted to go back. I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. Okay. What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy? I mean, the ruin looked like it, so why not? This is the Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long? What in the world is going on? Well, when we get to the investigation part, we probably find out. Darn it, why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I wanted to become Hope. If that's what you're thinking, just stop. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope and possessing amazing talents. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Academy that you couldn't even see that? You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had a talent to begin with. Nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why? Why do I have to go through something like this? Hajime, did something happen? No, just dealing with their inner emotional turmoil. That's all. Huh?
Hey,
Now's not
bastard!
the time to zone out. Sorry, it's nothing. I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna
As
do
long
it!
as I don't beat Monokuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what that means? No.
Hey!
What is Monokuma anyway? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right? If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Monomi are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit, which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I can think of.
You
So
serious?
they're not World Ender? Then we were really tricked by Monokuma?
However,
The Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monomi never once denied that.
damn it.
Even if they're our allies, they might not just be allies. Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own. Yes, that's what he said. Can we get to that part, please? Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation. But if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. So, what do we do? What should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. We're gonna get out of here safely. We have to do that graduation exam, right?
So
Graduation
annoying.
exam, huh? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying. True.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have to? Yes, can we get to that? Oh my god.
Alright!
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Prepare yourself!
Like...
Yeah, we might be able to learn something about the Academy or about ourselves.
Ah.
I don't care if we don't know anymore. We can just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine.
Hey!
We can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this island, right? And if that's the case, let's all leave this island alive by any means.
Of course!
He's right. Now's not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what's happened to Hope's Academy, none of that matters. What's important is, I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now, but Monokuma should already know that's what we're thinking, so why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. He should already know that we'd never choose to stay on this island. Well, that's what the people in the first game thought.
Hey!
So, what are we gonna do? Can we start already? Yes, please. What are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this building?
Even so.
Even so, I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this building. Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Whoa!
You're already going? He's
Jeez.
that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious.
Man.
He obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However...
We'll be fine. There are no longer any situations where we must exchange each other's lives. So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it's not scary if everyone stops at a green light.
What? What? If we stopped at the green light, we'd never reach our goal. What?
Jeez. You're
Kane already
pathetic.
took off on our own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too.
Huh.
Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about it betraying us anymore. Then let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, Fuyuhiko left the gymnasium.
Excuse
I
me.
shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone.
Well, we'll see about that.
Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow, then left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonia!
Miss
Sonia, please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone.
Oh god, you're thirsty. Kazuichi chased after Sonia, who had just departed and left the gymnasium. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more. Just a bit more and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing we can do is advance towards that goal. Even though I don't understand, and a lot of horrifying things keep happening, for the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Jesus. It always takes so long to get to the investigation part. So, anyway, let's see what we can find. Everything's glitching out still. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium. Oh, we're up on the upper floors. But it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Oh, jeez. Hey, Sonia, find anything?
This hallway. There's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible walls been erected to limit our movement.
I am
Is it
concerned.
just me?
You mean like the fact that the classrooms are blocked off? Is that what you mean? Let's see. Can't go that way. At least I don't think I can anyway. Nope. Glitched. Oh, I can go in the dojo though. Hit the dojo with the archery range. What is that? Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. You know, for somebody who's so impressed with Hope's Academy, you really, you think that it's just a standard school, don't you? Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What is this? What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Moron, A History of Hope's Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first class.
Hey!
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person! Okay, thanks. So, just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. It said by Monokuma on the book. There's no other way to interpret that. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Let's see, what does this book say? I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. Okay. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy.
Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve both as educators and researchers of talent. The teachers are the ones who do the scoping? What? Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, and Scouts is for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy, Ernest wishes a true genius would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. We really don't know what that is, do we? Some sort of apocalyptic event, but we don't know what it was. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end.
Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, these names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the name, so I don't really know the details, but it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. Yeah, don't you feel used? I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on!
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. The thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh? Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption,
the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students.
I got
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in everything, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. You're saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student. Oh god, that kiss. What the... Ooh, I leveled up. Reserve Department has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. Is there anything else in here that's important? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, we don't have the keys to them anyway, or the keys are already in them, so I don't think we care. Yeah, I don't think we care, so let's just... Okay, so, old building, 5th floor. Okay, so we're still up here, which means there must be some place we can go. Oh, hey, if you look at the map, the places we can go are highlighted green, so we can go to the classroom that's in front of us. Hey, Kazumichi, how's your search going?
What's going on?
This hallway, it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's not like there's an invisible wall or something. Okay, you and Sonya both had the same joke. Great. So it seems like I can go over this way. Maybe. I think. Or is the map just glowing green in general? No, I can't go this way. Everything glitching out is like really disorienting and messing with my eyes. Okay, so what now? It's obviously something else on this floor. So I'm just gonna walk around and try doors until something happens. Classroom 5A. Oh, there's another book. This is another manga. It's lying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Academy, huh? Wasn't The Tragedy of Hope's Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Academy went bankrupt, and it was a trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, we'll be able to learn a little bit more about that incident. The Tragedy of Hope's Academy by Monokuma. I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages. Who is this on the front? To see what I could learn from the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Academy occurred at Hope's Academy. Thanks. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Academy's student council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. What? However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. Oh, is that what that room, in the upstairs part of, Hope's Academy that has, like, the chalk outlines and stuff on the floor was? However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And then, the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, the incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. What does that mean? We're excited. Danganronpa /0. /0? What? Wait, what? With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Is there another game or a show series called Danganronpa 0 that I'm unaware of? Am I supposed to believe this? Yes. There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. Wow. What irony! For a genius known as the Ultimate Hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Thanks. He always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously makes me mad. But Ultimate Hope. Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. And Nagito said it was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have a reason to do. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. So 13 people were killed. They covered it up and somebody leaked that and it caused the world to go insane for some reason. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse. The far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Israel? A certain student who secretly used that incident to their advantage? Who is that? Well, I have a hunch. This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. That it does seem to. Okay, so let's go. So, where do we go from here? I'm guessing every single time I enter a room, read the stuff, and come out, a new area will open up here. I think. Is this still blocked? Oh, I'm right. Okay, no, this isn't blocked off anymore. Let's go in the bio lab. Okay, so yeah, they are right that we're being led to these events in certain ways so that we don't accidentally miss anything or read stuff out of order. What is with this room? It's cold. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. There's the book. It has a very scary image on it. Here's another manga just laying around. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? I'm really getting tired of reading that phrase. Just what was the incident really about? It might turn out to be something lame. Really? 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 I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped I was right. Really? A world-changing event that you think is lame? Logic doesn't really make any sense, because there is no logic. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. The incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostering a thriving online community. Of course, it's the internet that bolsters it. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet, and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, and the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. Right, because the school killing trip was broadcast to the outside world, remember, as if it was a game show or a TV show. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. The feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war raged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain, just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Okay, so now Ultimate Despair is a group? Okay. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they use them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society use their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing this world will never end. The tragedy will never end. Okay. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold, probably because of this room. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, this is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant, they're probably all gone. What happened to them?
No
Hey,
way.
are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. I guess you would group Toko in that group then. Enough. What is with this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you to not remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hell.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. Well, as a headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm ready to... Okay, I read this earlier. Whatever. Yeah, you have to make a decision whether you want to stay or leave. Trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world so we want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. I think you got too much hope in humanity there, my friend. Just like now. Perhaps... No, that's definitely it. The tragedy has been added to the truth-load section of your handbook. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, I guess that's why they're called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit, I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Okay, I was close, I nearly froze to death. So, where should I go next? That's a very good question, my friend. Well, let's just walk around until I see a door. Okay. Let's see, I've been to the dojo. So I can't switch floors yet. Oh wait, this room's open now. Oh, hello. No, I should ignore him. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him. I guess we'll talk to Fuyahiko.
Jeez.
went inside this room that the bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be awful either way.
Damn
I'll
right.
let you handle it. There's no way I want to deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. Oh well. Hey Monica, what's up?
Hiya.
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was
no.
another thing I needed to tell you on this form. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth?
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up, what did you need to tell me?
It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair. Ahem. Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title for a high school girl who's the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl? Well,
Yes,
if
indeed.
you want to get technical, it was two high school girls, but semantics, I guess. Lady Junko Enoshima.
Junko Inoshima?
Hey.
The former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
Don't fuck with
Hold
me.
on a sec.
I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some messed up organization created by a high school girl.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey.
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place.
So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat?
Huh?
And what was their purpose?
Huh?
What?
Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey.
It was Junko Enoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima.
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair.
What?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their mind. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something they had to do.
There's no way something that crazy is possible. How many times are you going to say that, Harvey?
What?
Do you know about the final days of the reserve course students during the tragedy of Opeak Academy?
Final days?
In other
Junko
words,
has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
What do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department? We already know what happened to them.
of
They
course.
fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide.
Mass suicide?
What'd you
All
say?
2,357 students?
Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded. Huh? Is that me?
Damn
I
it.
don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this? Ultimate Despair, Junko and Shima? It doesn't scare me at all. I mean, Junko and Shima's already dead. Huh? Ultimate Despair has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. That is a good picture of Junko. Reserve department has been updated in your handbook. Okay, I guess we didn't have that information before for some reason. Junko and Shima's already. Oh, right, forgot. Okay. Hey, Fuyuhiko, is what you said true? Junko and Shima is really dead?
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. It's probably still blocked off to me for some reason. A bloody classroom? No, wait, what was that you said about the Killing School Life? Yeah, we've heard that term before. Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. To recall, the mastermind took her own life because our remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. The Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey.
For a manga about the Killing School Life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead.
Like...
Turns out that Killing School Life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of the former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories? That's just like us. I know, this game has so many parallels to the first. But that's kind of the point, I guess. It's kind of annoying, though. Apparently, the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras that broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being cool. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing.
So...
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast. They were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the student she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko is no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Either Monokuma's story is true, whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then who is our enemy? Junko Enoshima is already dead, and are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? It's the only thing I can think of. Makes sense. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that Killing School Life. Well, I don't know who is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but imitation is just that, an imitation.
No
If
shit!
the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life? Maybe. It did seem like Monokuma was talking to someone earlier when we were in the gym. Kind of like Junko did in the first game through Monokuma. It's like we'll be back after this commercial break. We don't want to keep the people at home waiting, that type of stuff. Or this is the moment that everyone's been waiting for, referring to the people watching the broadcast. Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
Ooh,
One step at a
how
time, you're getting closer to
exciting.
clearing my character route. Rude. You're not making sense again.
Well, now.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside world and the inside.
Yeah.
I'll raise them flags like crazy. You let me have to talk to you again? What a surprise! Do you want to hear about the Ultimate Despairs again? No, I don't really need you to.
Hey,
Even though, oh god, no. The original, you just started on it, As a former ultimate despair, she created despair, brimming with charm. And created the ultimate despair. It's fine already. You don't have to keep explaining. Huh? It's fine already, but I'm just getting to the good part. Good part or not, I've already heard this from you before. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Oh, we're on the 4th floor now. Hello. Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? Now I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. Too bad, you already were. That's right, there's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. And my vision's still going fuzzy in this game. Let me check something real quick. Okay, I think this is a good place to leave off for this episode. So we're making progress in learning about the history of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history in Hope Peak Academy. So basically it's like the end of the first game where we had to piece together what happened at Hope Peak Academy and how we ended up being barricaded inside the school. So this is the equivalent of that, but just on a much grander scale. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon. All 3 links will be in the description below. And a shout out to my patron shout out to my patron AZ1598525. Thank you for supporting my channel, and subscribe for more. If you aren't subscribed, or you subscribe right now, be sure to hit that bell icon to get notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Wolves, signing out. Talk to you later.